Single parents, what's your worst dating story? After my divorce, I promised myself I wouldn't touch dating for a long while. My son Liam had just turned 6. I didn't want to introduce any instability. And honestly, most men ghosted the second they heard full-time single mom. But after 2 years of 0 attempts, a friend convinced me to try one of those mellow dating apps. Just coffee dates, she said. What's the worst that could happen? Mild boredom and overpriced lattes? That's how I met Brian. Seemed totally normal. Stable job, sweet smile, even said he liked kids. We talked for a week before settling on a Saturday morning meetup at a cozy downtown coffee shop. The morning arrives. I get there early. I'm half scanning the menu and half checking my phone when I hear a voice behind me yell, "Mom!" My stomach drops. It's Liam, bounding in with his worn sneakers and big grin. My ex-husband Jordan follows behind him looking apologetic. "Sorry," he says. "Forgot his soccer cleats and had to swing by the house. Figured I'd just bring them to you since you said you'd be nearby." I'm kneeling down, fixing Liam's shoelace when a man steps up beside us. "Anna?" I look up. It's Brian. He's right on time. He looks at me, then over at Jordan, and completely freezes. "Jordan?" he says, his tone shifting fast. My ex turns slowly and his expression just folds. The air turns thick. They recognize each other. Turns out, Brian works in Jordan's office building. Different company, but they share the same gym, eat lunch in the same atrium, and have crossed paths a bunch. They've even played a few pickup games at the office rec league. Brian knew Jordan had a kid, knew he was divorced. Jordan had even mentioned his ex-wife's name in passing a few times, Anna, but they never put 2 and 2 together. The next hour was probably the most awkward date I've ever survived. Jordan left with Liam, but not before tossing Brian a look I couldn't read. And Brian? He went from charming to jittery real fast. By the end of the coffee, he asks, kind of out of nowhere, "Does Jordan know you're dating?" "We're divorced," I said, blinking. He doesn't control who I see. Brian nods, but he seems almost disappointed. It was weird, like he had expected drama that never came. 2 days later, Jordan calls me out of the blue. He sounds tense. "Anna, something's up with Brian." Apparently, ever since the coffee shop, Brian had been approaching Jordan at work, asking personal questions about our marriage, about me, about whether I was struggling with money, or if I was mentally doing okay. Not casual stuff. Deep, prying things, enough to raise flags. Jordan says, it's like he already knew half of it, like he'd been digging for a while. I rechecked Brian's dating profile. This time I noticed a logo in the background of one of his photos. Jordan's company logo, barely visible at a holiday party. Brian hadn't just matched with me. He'd known exactly who I was. He'd learned about me through Jordan, maybe for weeks, maybe longer. The profile, tailored to fit every little interest I'd casually shared on social media or that Jordan might have let slip at work. I blocked him immediately, everywhere. But it didn't stop there. A week later, Liam's school called. A man matching Brian's description had been seen near the pickup gate. Asking a teacher if he might be listed as an alternate guardian, said he was a family friend. I filed a report that same day. Turns out he's done this before. Multiple reports in other cities. Always recently single mothers. Always through someone they knew. Jordan and I are more united now than we've ever been since the divorce. We co-parent with actual trust. Not romance, but real teamwork. Ironically, Brian, who tried to play puppet master, ended up strengthening the very connection he hoped to exploit.